And if you're new to Facebook ads, you are literally competing against other advertisers who are far more skilled than you at winning the race, or in terms of Facebook, winning the right to show your ads to your target audience at the lowest prices possible, because that's what you're doing, right? That's the competition that you're in. Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump in here real quick and just give you guys some of my thoughts on starting out with Facebook ads, and just give you a little bit of mindset on how you need to approach advertising on Facebook when you are just starting out. So a lot of people have come to me and they say that they have taken tons of YouTube tutorials, they've done online trainings, they've done the master classes, and they just can't figure out how to win at Facebook ads. So what I want to say is that if you've done these courses and if you're on YouTube, you're going to get a lot of information that would lead you to believe that advertising on Facebook is really easy. You just do what the tutorial says, and then bam, you've got clients and revenue pouring in, right? But on the flip side, what ends up happening to many who are first starting out is that they buy into this hype. They give it a try, with all the tutorials they've watched, and they end up spending like $2,000 on ads that they just don't have. And after months, throw in the towel and then look for the next shiny object that, this time is guaranteed to work. But here's the thing, we're looking at both extreme ends of the spectrum here. And neither of them are true. Here's what is true. It's really somewhere in the middle between these two extremes is where you find success on Facebook advertising. Facebook advertising is not necessarily easy, but it's not impossible to learn either and make it work for you in how you effectively market your business. You see, the platform can deliver fantastic results. I went over on a previous coaching call examples of some of our smaller clients that we have who've had major success the first time they dove into Facebook ads. Now, it's important to note that even with a smaller startup that is brand new to Facebook advertising, like we have here with our trade-in real estate client, they are successful now, but it didn't happen overnight. We had to really work at it to get their ads performing, collect enough data, retarget, build lookalike audiences, reshoot creatives depending on what we were seeing worked best, set up proper campaign structures to target, broader audiences with cold audience ad creatives versus longer form, warm audience messaging, et cetera, et cetera. The point is that Facebook advertising is a real skill. And just like anything in life, in order to get good enough at it to win, you have to put in the time and effort to consistently get results. Think of Facebook and Instagram advertising like a new hobby. So let's say that you're gonna go skiing for the first time, and on the very first day, you're expecting to enter a black diamond ski race against other skiers who've been skiing for years. So while your expectations may be high, when you enter that race, the truth is you're competing against others who have had years of practice and have perfected their craft. So not only are you gonna lose that race, but you might also break a few bones along the way trying to compete with the best, right? So like any hobby, with Facebook advertising, you are going to be competing against people who have spent years perfecting their strategies. They've attended Facebook marketing seminars, they've watched every YouTube tutorial known to man, spent thousands of dollars, even tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars, testing, perfecting Facebook advertising, and on and on. So in an effort to help manage expectations, it's important to point out this because when we work with new clients who are also completely new to Facebook advertising, many times they are indeed expecting to take on that Black Diamond Mountain and win the race against everyone else that they're competing against. Now, typically we see the expectations set in place with our new clients because one, they've bought into the endless amounts of YouTube tutorials that make the claim that, it's just so easy with Facebook ads. It's just these 3 simple steps, right? And the second thing is, and more importantly, they don't realize that they are indeed in a race with other advertisers. And if you're new to Facebook ads, you are literally competing against other advertisers who are far more skilled than you at winning the race, or in terms of Facebook, winning the right to show your ads to your target audience at the lowest prices possible, because that's what you're doing, right? That's the competition that you're in. So you are competing against other advertisers for people to see your ads. The best who have learned how to run Facebook ads correctly succeeded, which causes the ones who don't take the time to learn to fall behind and lose. That's how advertising on Facebook equals out. Like any competition, there has to be losers if you're expecting to win. So at any point where you're advertising on Facebook and Instagram and you're not winning, instantly you might be thinking, why not just go to another platform? However, any form of marketing where there's a large potential upside, and we know that Facebook has this huge upside, is going to be highly competitive. So if you're trying to sell products or your services using radio ads, TV ads, billboards, etc., there are going to be people in that space that have done it for years and have gotten very good at it. They obsess over it. They think about it day and night of how they're gonna get better and get better results. And I should know, because I am one of those people, right? That's basically me. So no matter what advertising platform or marketing environment that you're going into, you're gonna be having to compete against those people. So really, with any marketing / advertising platforms, especially with Facebook and Instagram, you're going to have to become really good in comparison to the competition to succeed. There's just no way around this. Now, I don't want to discourage you, but instead give you a solution so you can get good at this without losing all your money and breaking your bones along the way. So here's what you do. So back to our skiing example. If you want to win, then it's important to know that you get to choose the level of competition that you enter into. So if you wanted to enter a Black Diamond downhill ski race with the pros, you'd be much better off working up to that race instead of just diving headfirst into it, into the most fierce competition, losing the race and potentially hurting yourself in the process, right? So instead of that, it's important to remember that practice makes perfect. You'd start off on the bunny hill learning the fundamentals, right? Then after that, you take on the green circles with some beginner races, then the blue squares where you're competing against more advanced competition, and then finally work your way up to the Black Diamond races where you're now ready to compete against the best. So how do you do this with Facebook ads? I would recommend 2 things you're gonna wanna do to get the best results that you're looking for. 1, committing to Facebook ads for 12 months. By committing to a longer time period, you're already moving past a ton of competition that give up instantly. All those people who are willing to, give it a month or a few weeks or maybe in a few days, you're gonna go well ahead of them almost immediately, simply because you're willing to, keep doing it, keep learning, keep testing, perfecting your craft, and they're not, right? Okay, so for example, with our trade-in real estate client who was completely brand new to Facebook advertising, we looked at how many other house flipping businesses we are competing against within a 15-mile radius of where the business is located. Then we did some research on how many out of that number were actually running Facebook and Instagram ads that we would have to be competing against. This got us down to maybe 3 or 4 max. Then we took it one step further and started researching any local house flipper competitors that are running ads and how good their ads actually were. Then we made an assessment of how easy it would be to become the best or the second best house flipping company in our client's local area. Well, in this case, I could tell you that we knew right off the bat that our strategies and our ad creatives, we could easily become the #1 advertiser in our client space as soon as we launch. Now, we do have a strong background in creating winning ads, and we do have a deep understanding of how the Facebook ad algorithms work and how we can set up winning campaign structures. But honestly, even with no experience at all, I'm fairly confident with the right training, right mentors, the right YouTube tutorials in place, we could have easily become the #2 or even #1 in the market. Now, that's not necessarily because we'd be, good right from the start, but with the competition just looking so bad in that 15-mile radius, it set the bar pretty low for us to win the competition, that is Facebook advertising. What's also important to note is that when we first started with this client, we really niched down on his core offer of buying houses all cash in 14 days so he could then fix them up and flip them for profit. This particular company acts as a full-scale brokerage, and he definitely wanted us to promote how he can also work with clients, sell their house, help them get into a new house. However, when it comes to looking at his market strategy from a competition point of view, we knew that going after a smaller niche, we would have a much better chance at entering the race, / competition that would get him big wins right from the start. This is because after doing a bit of research on the other full-scale real estate brokers within that same 15-mile radius, the competition was dramatically increased. Not only was the amount of people competing for that same space increased, but we could easily see that the level of skill was way higher than his small, super niche down house flipping market. So in the end, we had a choice to enter the smaller niche down market and dominate, or we could go right at the biggest players in the game and risk losing his time and money before he even got to the finish line. So it's important to note that once you find that niche market that you're winning at, you will eventually want to step up the competition because now you've gained the skill sets to compete against more skilled advertisers in broader markets. So the next step for our client was to start rolling out ads showcasing his company as a full-scale brokerage who can really help every step of the process, from selling your house as well as, helping his clients get into their dream home. Also, what's great about working in stages like this, once we started dominating one niche market, we can then use the profits of that marketing campaign to dump back into bigger and better campaigns, targeting broader audiences with a wider array of services. So instead of just being the house flipping company within a 15-mile radius, we can get our client to be the premier full-scale real estate agency throughout the Greater Bay Area in this case. Now remember, at each level we go with this client, there is much more opportunity to make bigger and bigger profits, but there's also much more competition. So this is why you want to start small. Gain your skills, hit small wins, use those wins and turn them into profit. Then use those profit to put back into your marketing efforts and go after progressively bigger competition along the way. The gradual progression is the key to Facebook marketing when you're first starting out. And what's great about these two strategies of commitment plus niching down and gradually ramping up your skills and competition is that they play perfectly off of each other. So by committing to the 12 months using Facebook advertising, you're allowing yourself enough time to really set up this niche down / gradual approach. And likewise, by doing the gradual competition progression, you're really committing to a longer term strategy, which plays perfectly with your commitment. And what's really great about this approach to Facebook advertising is once you gain these skill sets and gradually get better and better, you can then onboard others to do the work for you as you scale your business. So one, you'll have the budget to afford a dedicated team member, but more importantly, you'll have the skill set within you to really direct someone on how to do it properly. It's like being like a head chef or a film producer, right? You need to know how it all works so you can properly lead your team. Otherwise, you're just at the mercy of hiring others who might be claiming to do it right, but really you won't have the skills to, one, find the right people, two, understand that their strategies are even working, and three, how to help them optimize and continually improve performance on your ad campaigns. So that was my rant, and I just wanted to, give that little bit of encouragement and give you a couple strategies and encourage you to give it a try. Don't stop. Commit for the long term, and then enter at a pace that you're ready at and gradually get better and better. Increase your skill sets and increase your offers along the way as you get better.